Today we are discussing about the functional components of a computer or block diagram of a computer. The functional components of a computer are input unit, storage unit, processing unit and output unit. So this is the functional components of a computer. See here data is there, then here input unit, then storage unit. Inside the storage unit there is secondary storage and primary storage. Then this is the CPU. CPUs, that is central processing unit. Then inside the CPU there is control unit, ALU and registers. And then here output unit, then information. Then first one, input unit. What is the function of input unit? Then this user communicating with the computer through this input unit, or user interact with the computer through input unit. Then what is the function of this input unit? Input unit accept the data. The user is giving the data to this input unit, and this input unit convert that data to computer understandable form. Means our language or that computer doesn't understand. Computer can understand only the binary language. So this input unit accept the data and convert it into binary form. Okay, using the input devices are keyboard, mouse, scanner, microphone, etc. Then using this input device, through this input device, data is accepting, and this input unit convert that data into binary form. That is the function of input unit. See here, from here data we are giving as input. Then what is the function of this input unit? Input unit convert that data to binary form, because this computer can understand only the binary language. So this input unit accept the data and convert it into binary form. Okay, what are all the input devices? Keyboard or mouse, scanner or microphone, anything. Then next one, central processing unit, that is CPU. CPU is the brain of the computer, because CPU is doing all the operations, or CPU controls, coordinates and supervises the operations of the computer, and CPU is processing the data. That is why it is known as the brain of the computer. And this CPU consists of three units, that is control unit, ALU and registers. CPU, see this here, control unit, ALU and register, central processing unit, that is the processing unit. This processing unit consists of control unit or CU, then ALU and registers. CU means control unit. Control unit controls overall operations of the computer. In central processing unit, CU is the control unit, and this control unit controls overall operations of the computer. Then what is this ALU? ALU means arithmetic and logic unit, and this ALU performs all the arithmetic and logic operations. That is, all the arithmetic operations are plus, minus, division, etc. Logic operations or comparisons, all the arithmetic operations and comparisons is done by this ALU. Okay, ALU means arithmetic logic unit. CU is control unit. Then registers. Registers is also a storage unit, but this register is having very less storage capacity. This register is having very less storage capacity. This is inside the CPU. This storage unit is inside the CPU, but it is very high speed storage unit. This register is a high-speed storage unit inside the CPU. Then, that is, this input unit accept the data and convert it into binary form. And next, storage unit. What is the purpose of this storage unit? Storage unit is also known as memory unit. The data and instructions required for the processing has to be stored in the memory unit before the actual processing starts. And in a similar manner, the result generated from the processing has to be stored before it is displayed. Then here two types of memory are primary memory and secondary memory. Then primary memory consists of RAM and ROM. RAM means random access memory. ROM means read-only memory. Then secondary memory consists of external memory. The examples for this secondary memory are pen drive, hard disk, etc. See here, what is the function of this storage unit? See from here, data input unit accept the data and convert it into binary form, and that data is storing in this storage unit. Okay. Then CPU accept that data from this storage unit for processing. Okay. That data accept from this storage unit, and after processing the data, the result is storing in this storage unit. That is, before the processing and after the processing, the data is storing in this storage unit. Okay. And there are two types of memory, that is primary and secondary memory. Then primary memory consists of RAM and ROM, random access memory and read-only memory. That and all we will study later. Then the secondary memory means permanent storage. That is, if you want to save the data, that data is storing in this secondary memory or permanent storage. Then examples for secondary memory are pen drive is a secondary memory. Same like that, hard disk is also a secondary memory. Then what is the function of this output unit? Then let's see, it is used to print or display the result which are stored in the memory unit. The output unit convert the data from the binary form to human understandable form before it display the result. Means, see here, after processing the data, result is storing in the storage unit. Then, and this output unit accept that result and convert it into human understandable form. Here the result will be in a binary form. That binary form a human cannot understand. That is why this output unit convert that binary form into human understandable form. Okay. Then this is the functional components of this computer or block diagram of the computer. See, data is giving to the input unit. What are all the input devices? Keyboard, mouse, scanner, etc. What are all the output devices? Printer, monitor, speaker, etc. Okay. Then this input unit accept the data and convert it into binary form and storing in this storage unit. Okay. Then for the processing, the CPU, processing is done by CPU. For processing, that data is accepting from this storage unit. Central processing unit accept the data from this storage unit and process the data. Calculations, everything is done by CPU, and the result again storing in this storage unit. That result will be in a binary form. Okay, that binary, a human cannot understand that binary form. So, that this output unit convert the binary form of the result to the human understandable form and display the result. That is, computer convert the data to information. That is why information is the processed data. After processing the data, we are getting the information. Suppose we need to add 5 and 2. Then what is the binary conversion of 5? 101. 5 means 101. That is the binary form of 5. See, from here data means 5 and 2. That 5, this input unit accept that 5 and 2 and convert that 5 and 2 to binary form. That is, 5 means 101, 2 means 10. 10 is the binary form of 2, 101 is the binary form of 5. Then that binary form of the data is storing in this storage unit. Then for processing, the CPU accept that 101 and 10. That is the binary form of 5 and 2 is accepting from this storage unit and CPU is doing the addition. After adding, we will get 111. That is 111. 111 is the equivalent of 7. That is, binary form of the result is storing again in this storage unit. Then this output unit accept that 111. That is the binary form of 7. Output unit accept that 7 binary form of 7 and convert it into 7 and display it as 7. Okay.